Thanks, everybody. Blaz, JuicyJoe, this was a good set. I already watched it. Oh my god. Are you almost burnt out within 10 seconds of the round starting? Welcome to Ryu gameplay. Oh my god. I forgot this part. I forgot this part. What went wrong here? So JuicyJoe started with an OD fireball. So down 2 bars. After the perfect parry, set up the portal. But Blaz gets a punish counter whiff punish. So you're down another bar. Clap -1 bar. Now once you're here, and Ryu has a lot of meter to spend, you're gonna get burnt out. You're either losing drive gauge or you're losing life. That's it. You're losing one of those 2 resources. You have to choose which one you want to lose here. Because here comes the first string to OD Hashogeki. So crouching heavy took off another like 3/4 of the bar. And then there's some more drive gauge. Now JuicyJoe on the +2 there is like, let me get the fuck out of here and not get burned out. Let me trade my life here. But he gets clipped and frame trapped onto the ground. Air reset, or not air reset, but reset on the combo into another heavy Hashogeki. Down to 1 bar out of nowhere. And now you have to choose if you're going to go airborne or not again, perfect parry or not again. Blaz goes low with the light string. And then here, I think he goes for the light Hasho. And so JuicyJoe says, let me take my turn back. Let me try to check this momentum and slow this down. And he presses a button here, stand light kick, but then he eats the light Hasho. Because light Hashogeki, for some reason, is -3 on block, and on counter hit, does a fat fucking launcher into a full combo. I firmly believe that light Hashogeki either needs to be -4 or not do this launcher on counter hit. It can do one or the other. It can either be safe and not launch, or it can not launch and be safe. But doing both makes no sense. The risk reward on ending your string in Hasho is too good. But anyways, 10 seconds, JuicyJoe lost all this life and all of their drive gauge to try to mitigate that sequence. And is in the corner in 10 seconds. Burnt, that's it. Yeah, he's gonna get the chip. And then he's going to get a guaranteed DI. Hasho. Hasho? Hasho. Oh, he just takes chip? Doesn't he go for a DI sequence at any point? Hold on. The Juicinator strikes back. Low on that one. Nice empty jump with the portal coverage. Level 2 on deck for JuicyJoe. Oh, he just goes for it. The portals are going to pop. He's going to have to pick up off this, though. Okay, spending the level 2, we can get a portal set up here. So what's the frame kill? Instant overhead. Yeah, so on this setup, I mean, this has been around since Season 1, if you're not familiar with this. So during this level 2 combo sequence, you can put up the portal, and then you get the frame kill for the safe jump. So the portal is going to activate after the safe jump into either a high or a low. So he goes for this. If you DP here, of course, he'll just block the DP. It's a safe jump. You cannot reversal. You can attempt to go for a parry, but he can, at this life, JuicyJoe could choose to just empty jump and throw you if you tried to parry. So you can't just autopilot parry everything, right? But once you block the actual jump in, at this point here, JuicyJoe can either go for a crouching medium kick low or an instant jump light kick high, and then the portal will pop after the high or low, and then allow a full combo follow-up. So this is a 50-50 at that point if you blocked it. So you could have tried to parry, you could have tried to block. Like, you have options, but it's a loaded situation, especially when the punish counter grab is going to kill you. So Blaz chose to block and then chose to guess the high-low, and he went low and got hit instant overhead. And that's a common. I used to rinse and repeat that all the time. I love that sequence. That's from Season 1. That's not new, but it's situational a little bit. Yeah. Good. So we talked about how to deal with the portal earlier in the Daigo match. So in this one, what do you do if you are already past the portal? We saw how Daigo in the earlier match, when he was behind the portal, used crouch heavy punch to anti-air. But once you're past the portal like this, you can't use a normal anti-air if they go behind you. He could also go to either one, which is the scary part. You can try to like last second crosscut DP, but inputting that at this angle is really difficult, and you could potentially just whiff and go underneath them as they fly past you. So kind of a risky option. But the stable option is when you see the teleport, you jump into the portal and you press a cross-up button. So as Blaz here sees the teleport happening, he literally jumps into the teleport and you press a cross-up button. So here he presses jump light kick. You want to hit a cross-up button, something that hits on both sides. This is universal, by the way. A universal counterplay. Every character can do this. Super common. It's a low damaging punish, but it's more about avoiding the mix-up and avoiding being put into a bad situation. It's not about the damage here. It's just about stopping them from getting away with it and forcing you into defense. So just jump into it and press your cross-up button. For Ryu, he can press jump light kick. It's pretty common with jump light kick because not only is it cross-up, but it's fast for a lot of characters. But you can do other options as well if you have a cross-up jump medium kick. Things like that. Are you plus if you hit a light air-to-air? So yes, so you see how it causes a knockdown? So you land and they're getting off the ground. You don't get crazy frame advantage. Ryu here gets a shimmy. Look at that. So it depends, but it's going to cause a knockdown. It's a forced knockdown because it's out of the portal. So none of this is new. This is old school tech versus JP, but not everyone knows this stuff. Jason Bourne with the 45, thank you. Nice check on the drive rush, counter hit conversion. Portal above to slow him down. But you see here, like, what this portal does for JuicyJoe now is it sandwiches Blaz. So Blaz has represented the fact that he can jump back and air-to-air it, but for Blaz to be able to do something like that, he has to wait and see the teleport. So it ends up kind of freezing Blaz in place, because if he wants to deal with the teleport, he has to commit to doing nothing on the ground, which gives JuicyJoe a lot more agency on the ground himself to control the spacing. So that's why Blaz is kind of like blocking, walking back, right? He's not doing much. He's not being active with his buttons. And so because JuicyJoe is recognizing that, he's like, let me just pressure with my spacing here, and then when the portal is about to naturally pop, that's when JuicyJoe goes in for a mix, because the portal's going to have his back now. So JuicyJoe could go in for a last second grab here, or like, see with the timing of the portal, it pops right here. JuicyJoe then uses that just to set a block stun. What up, Chico? How's it going? Would you ever make a G&T vid out of these analysis? To be honest, I love to watch you explain these things. This kind of stuff randomly goes up on the Clips channel all the time. So, yes, these videos, I've done a billion videos like these. These go up all the time. There's no like set pattern when they do or not. I have I have thousands of videos out, so they're all out there. You just might not click on it. Joy FK, thanks for the 29 months. Appreciate it. Wake up, stand MK to crouch heavy punch level 2. Yeah, so don't be scared of JP's fireball. It has a lot of startup. He went for the feint here, which does recover faster. So potentially JuicyJoe could have recovered and blocked in time. That was his idea, do a faster option. But if you have a fast-reaching sweep like Ryu, something fast and low, you can generally always beat out on startup JP's fireballs, especially up close. They're slower than they look. Even when like the ghost is on top of you, this is a feint, so this has no hitbox at all. But the real fireballs, they take some time. They turn purple before they're actually active. So don't be scared to try to interrupt if you're up close. So even if this was a real fireball, I think Blaz would have actually interrupted. I'm gonna try to go for the perfect parry. OS delay stand medium punch catches JuicyJoe reaching. Punish counter on the drive reversal. One touch and it's over. OD amnesia. Wow, Blaz tried to challenge there. Okay, just building space. Nice, perfect parry on the fireball. So yeah, perfect parry, drive rush OS. He's inputting parry on the fireball and inputting drive rush so that on the off chance that he got a successful perfect parry, the drive rush comes out. Now he sees the portal starting up. Normally, that's a common sequence. The fireball, like this overhead fireball hitting late. If they block it normally, you definitely have enough frame advantage to set up another portal. So he wasn't, JuicyJoe here wasn't expecting a perfect parry out of the situation. That's why he goes to set up another portal. And then Blaz drive rush through, sees the portal, level 1 right away. Punish. Wake up OD portal, JuicyJoe. Just doing anything to establish this, and that's so gnarly. Now you're burnt. Oh, it doesn't really hit right. All things considered, that worked out really well for Blaz there. Wow, what a timing to go for the DI. Blaz tried to jump it a little late. Okay, he's going to set up the portal here, right? One last guess. No fear, no fear. You know, he could have done here. Once he goes into the drive rush, it's not like this was a guaranteed DP. JuicyJoe could have done drive rush into amnesia at this frame advantage. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like he couldn't have done something to counter the DP. Usually out of drive rush, you can cancel into offensive actions before you can cancel into blocking. So if you reversal through drive rush, usually you'll beat whatever option they do because they can't block yet. So he's able to cancel at this point into grab as an offensive option. He went for a meaty grab, but he wouldn't have been able to block this DP. However, he could have done drive rush on this kind of a setup into amnesia to guess the wake up reversal. That is a real option. JPs do actually use that. So I'm sure JuicyJoe has done that before. I haven't seen it personally, not that I recall. That is a real thing. So it's not like this DP was, as soon as he saw green, it was guaranteed. There was definitely risk there. Just JuicyJoe didn't expect him to go for it. I think even regular amnesia would work here. You don't even have to do OD. You have enough time to do regular amnesia here, which is a ballsy move to do, but it is a thing. So I just want to point that out. Chug Norris with the fresh prime, thank you. Enjoy FK was good, Big 29. Appreciate that, man. Imagine watching Street Fighter streams for 29 months. Couldn't be me. Imagine 10 years. Jason Bourne with the 45, thank you. Appreciate that. Yon Angel loves drive rush cancel amnesia beats DPOS. Yeah, I saw them posting that on Twitter. I thought that was pretty funny. The Hustle Man with the Prime, thank you. Enjoy the mid-tier emotes. Big sweep. JuicyJoe. Wow, that is very interesting. So he's doing the target combo here, which is great on block for JP to do just to attack the drive gauge. And then he cancels this to the fireball feint. And there is a gap there. So oftentimes you'll do fireball feint just to hope they try to do like a reflexive parry. And the fireball feint won't activate the parry and they'll waste a bar drive gauge. by whiffing parry, which would have been great for JuicyJoe in this situation because it would have put Blaz on the verge of burnout. Now, I don't know how Blaz timed this, but Blaz is like, I know you're going to do feint here, and just does the crouching medium. I don't know if that's a fuzzy timing where he delays the medium enough so that if it was a real fireball, he would have blocked it and the medium wouldn't have come out, and the medium only activates on a fireball feint. So maybe there's a fuzzy button timing here to block fireball but have medium come out on feints. But that was such a strong like crouching medium punch there. Real subtle, but like dealing with this situation could prevent him from losing the round right away. Really subtle situation right here. Ooh, he thought he had time to get that. No. Oh, I forgot about this combo routing. Linking from the fireball into super. For a second, I thought that was like a suboptimal route from Blaz, and then I realized, nope, never mind. Of course, he has the tech. Blaz has no super meter though. Oh, what a teleport! Can he get it? Oh, he does. Okay. So now he can set up another portal situation, another guess. We saw this the last game. What's the guess this time? This time the grab lands. He didn't get the proper pickup though. Oh, hold on. This is getting crazy. Let's go back to this part first. So if you time this meaty enough, you can just get a combo from this. Now, doing the drive rush out of this allows for a high-low mix. Like, he could go overhead, he could go low, he can go amnesia. It's kind of a frame kill setup, but here, this didn't really hit that properly, from what I could tell. Normally, you can just do, like, towards heavy kick or heavy punch. I feel like maybe he could have gone heavy punch there. So, I am not as familiar at the top of my head with that, with this setup, so I'm not sure if he missed an opportunity to kill, but you could at least do level 1. Usually level 1 is the pickup if they're too low. Like, maybe you could have just done level 1 here. I don't know. I'd have to double check this, so sorry I don't have an exact answer. I feel like in this moment there was an opportunity for JuicyJoe to kill. That's my impression here. I'm a little fuzzy on the JP specifics. It's been a while. I feel like he could have followed up here. But maybe JuicyJoe knows better. That's why he just took the advantage and immediately set up OD Portal. And Blaz survives. Vorman, big 48. Sheesh. Thank you, dude. That's a hella long time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hustle Man with the Fresh Prime also. Thank you. Yeah, so the zoning game. Blaz has the life lead. JuicyJoe has 10 seconds. He's trying to attack the drive gauge. Level 2 wants to catch him out of the air. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. So it's so hard to see, but you know, it's like a grid of fireballs, and there's a fireball coming from off screen right here. What did that even hit, dude? Hold on. You know, it's 4 fireballs total. What did this even hit? There's going to be one coming from the rear. There it goes. It's reaching. Let me turn my cam off here for a second. There it is. It's reaching. What does it even hit? Hold on. Ryu's fat ass just gets clonked right there. What's going on, man? His dumpy too thick. Oh, he gets the toes? Is that what it is? I don't understand. Why did he get hit? Ass too fat. Yeah, it looks like it's his foot. That's so weird. I mean, normally you don't worry too much about your hurt box extending backwards that far. This is just a very unintuitive situation. Normally you're blocking based on the point character in front of you, but there's an overhead coming from behind you, and crouching makes you wider. But I don't know how much wider crouching makes you in the back, because generally that's not a factor. Normally you don't care about how much wider your hurtbox gets backwards. So this time, I think he's crouching, making his ass too fat this way, and then he gets overheaded from this guy from the rear. Very weird. Strange interaction. JuicyJoe turning up the offense here. Nice perfect parry. This is definitely something that's super important against JP. If you have perfect parries on point like Blaz says, perfect parry OS here, it prevents JP from extending any of his zoning patterns. So he goes for the spike here. If you had blocked that or parried regular on that fireball, he would get a safe spike. But because he got the perfect parry, it's going to be a full punish. Trade? Ooh. What was the setup? From regular grab? JuicyJoe really tried that? Sand heavy kick for the shimmy frame kill. OD. He burnt himself out for this? Oh, shit. Oh, the mix. Oh, this takes me back, man. I think I did this in fucking 2023. I think I did this before. Hold on. Isn't this on my... Isn't this on my featured clips? Shut up. Wait, did they get rid of that? Oh, here it is. What did I do here? Oh no, this was the instant overhead one. Or the cross-up teleport one. Not this one. But yeah, that's one of the... This setup, though, is definitely like an OG setup that he pulled off. But pulled out of nowhere. That's a good thing about JP. His bag of tricks runs so deep that you can just pull out a setup out of nowhere, like Landed Amnesia, and just be like, oh, psych. And this is good too because of the punish counter. This is really smart now that I look at it. Blaz is below half a bar drive gauge, which means he has to land a perfect parry. Parry at minimum takes half a bar. So if you try to get a regular parry and you have above half a bar, no problem. You'll whiff the startup of the parry and then absorb the next hit. But if you're below half a bar and you try to parry something, if you don't get the perfect parry, you're going to deplete your half bar of drive gauge, put yourself in burnout, and get smoked anyways. So when people are below half a bar drive gauge, putting them in situations where they have to perfect parry or die is actually really strong. It decentivizes them from doing parry. So you might think, oh, this mix-up is pointless because he just parried. No, no, no. He'd have to perfect parry to defend this mix-up. So that's why this is really powerful here, actually. So looking back at it, the meter awareness here is actually really strong. And now the level 2 is going to burn him out. So that's really good meter awareness. And we're taking it all the way back. Remember this situation last time, guys? You get the level 2 conversion out of the air. You set up the portal. And then now he's burnt. He's going for the safe jump. There's no reason to do empty jump grab now, like we mentioned before, because there's no way he could perfect parry. You go for the safe jump. He has to hold that. And remember, the first time this happened in this set, he went for the instant overhead. He already planted the seed for this mix-up in the previous round. This time he goes low. So Blaz tries to block the instant overhead this time. He flipped the coin and guessed incorrectly both times. Goes low this time. Pick up and you're dead. So we see the options evolving. Little pump fake right here. Drive rush. Jab to block. The point was not to make contact. That was intentional. The whiff here is intentional. Bait out a response from JuicyJoe. Pump fake. Drive rush jab whiff. Block. You parry. Hold that. And then immediately into the OD Hashogeki shenanigans. This time going for the throw after. He tried to drive rush. Maybe perfect parry. Was that perfect parry OS attempt? Nah, I think he just tried to drive rush in sneaky. Yep, once again, it's always a good option. I like also this forward jump, by the way. A really good option against JP zoning patterns is to late jump over the portal, because if they let the spike activate, you jump really late, you can just jump forward and avoid it. And it can also usually avoid like a heavy spike in this spot here. So like that's a good jump forward to gain ground. Avoids the spike and the portal activation spike. And then once he gets here, so he did set up the OD portal to sandwich him for when he lands in the situation. So that was like a strong option from JuicyJoe. But JuicyJoe goes for the mix now that he forced him to be beneath the OD portals on either side. But really good awareness here from Blaz. We talked about it before. Just jump into the portal with jump light kick. Nullify it.
JP 戦って感じの動きじゃないんだよな。そうだね。いやでもこのブラズの JP 戦攻略にJuicyJoeがついていってるというか、ほぼもう同等のレベルの対応してるのは恐ろしい。来た！OD からシェルのボール。
Nice pickup here. So JuicyJoe got the back throw. OD portal at any activation you can get it. This is like really thirsty from Blaz to just like turn the tables here. You know, sometimes you can do like a drive rush cancel and force the portals off screen, but I think this was a bit of a miscalculation from Blaz. He probably was hoping that JuicyJoe would either just get hit or that this would push the portals off screen, but because it was the OD portal, this portal here, and he did, I think he did the medium, the medium heavy portal and kept it closer. Or sorry, the light and medium portal is what I meant to say. It's been a little while. I think this is the light and medium portal, so they're closer to him instead of being the medium heavy portal, which would keep it further away. So that way, the light portal here, even though he went far enough, if he had done medium heavy portal, they both would have been off screen at this point. So after this driver's cancel, he would have pushed both portals off screen. But because he did light and medium, this light portal is still on screen. So that gave JuicyJoe a shield even from all this pushback. So good option from JuicyJoe. Subtle difference there that gave him the win. Glenn R with the 16 was good, man. Appreciate it. Counter hit? Oh, I wonder if we can get a combo there. Confident perfect parry. So Blaz here, common Ryu option as well. So back throw here, and then it's pretty typical to throw a fireball in this sort of interaction after a back throw into the corner with Ryu. So he does light Hashogeki. This is a classic fireball bait, hoping for JuicyJoe to bite on the bait and whiff parry. It's kind of interesting. Both these characters have fake fireballs. JP has the literal fake fireball with the feint, and then Ryu has the Hashogeki. So he tried to fake that out to hopefully have JuicyJoe parry and bite, and then he could drive rush up and throw or punish. But JuicyJoe literally just walks up. He's not falling for that shit. Drive rush sweeps. JP sweep is so funny. JP sweep is -6 on block. Has really short range, So it's not seen that often, but it's -6. So drive rush, crouching heavy kick from JP is -2 on block. It's just safe. Very interesting option there from JuicyJoe.
さあ危険な間合い
これ逃げ石溜まっちゃうんですよね、ジューシージョーが。
そうですね
ダイブ
ダイブス
セルが
から
はい
さあブラズはどうする、何を選択するか、ゲージはまだ使わない。さてフェイントから
Now, Blaz also not falling for the fireball feints interactions. Low drive gauge situation, though. He could have killed here. The driver's low hit. He could have killed. Or not killed, but converted.
さあどっからでもラブしか
Burnout for Blaz. He just needs level 2. Weird he didn't do level 2 here. Okay, level 2 now.
しかでまずは
Good blocks.
投げを一つ
That's scary. That's meaty as fuck. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to chip though. What happened? So level 1 is like a real chip thing. It wasn't enough. And then he tried to OD spike here. He could have parried this fireball. I don't know if he would have gotten a punish if he parried the super, though. I actually do not know. From this distance... Yeah, I understand he tried to do the OD spike to just, like, hit him and punish the level 1 before it would hit him, and because the spikes would have killed. So he just needed to get one last touch. So he tried to use OD spikes here to snipe Ryu before the fireball would make contact to just get the win and end it. But what a weird situation. So let me actually let me boot up the game really quick. So first off, let's try having Ryu do Denjin level 1. We can test that really quick, right? So where's the character settings? That would have punished. Interesting. So now let's turn that off. So this should not punish, right? Right, that doesn't punish. So that doesn't work. So let's try pairing this. +7. Okay, so you can't get a punish. Can't jump it. Yeah, you just gotta hold that. This was a safe level 1. Would it have put him in burnout? No, I don't think it would have put him in burnout. So if we check out the situation, so JuicyJoe has well above half a bar drive gauge. So the penalty for activating parry is the first bar. It's half a bar. So see here, if he had just parried, he would have been fine. So if you want me to demo that, like, so if you have at least a half a bar drive gauge, you're good. It was close. I understand being hesitant about it for sure. Can you get anything from perfect parry? I'm sorry. Unless your name is SK, you're not perfect parrying that full screen Denjin Hadoken completely. I don't know. You can lab that if you want. You can lab that. I'm not gonna full screen parry every single hit of the projectile and see what happens. Yes, if he had perfect parried that, so you would have gotten all the drive gauge back. He would have had like almost 3 bars of drive gauge. So he could have held parry there for sure, and then he could have maybe chipped or survived. So JuicyJoe just tried to do something that didn't work, just in the scramble. And then once again, Blaz not scared of the fireball feint. But even if this was a real fireball, looking for JP's fireballs and then doing drive rush into button is really strong, because remember, right here, these fireballs do not have hitboxes until much later. So this is a common strategy, is to see the fireball activate and then do a button to punish. Very common. So he's literally waiting to see the fireball to punish it, because I think this might have been a fireball feint. No, I think it was a real fireball. It's hard for me to tell. You can counter hit it. Super common. That was unfortunate. This was a big loss here for JuicyJoe. Blaz is low on drive gauge. He wanted to snipe this fireball with OD fireball of his own, but he just did not do it in time or have enough time to make that work. he could have, that would have been huge. Instead, he lost 2 bars and got punished. He could have forced Blaz to block the OD fireball and set up a portal. Now instead, he's in a bad spot. And once again, we see the pump fake. Blaz did this earlier in the set too. And JuicyJoe bites again. So he just drive rush into jab, whiff on purpose to bait out a parry attempt. JuicyJoe falls for it. And now he's like, oh shit. If I just tap this and release this, Blaz will walk up and grab me and I'm in burnout and in the corner with 0 meter. This is almost checkmate. So once JuicyJoe committed to the parry, that was the big bait. This is in a bad spot. JuicyJoe is like, oh shit, I better play the game of chicken. I might as well just drive rush out of this and see what happens, because if he throws me out of a drive rush, it's a counter hit, not a punish counter, and it's less damage, and I'm going to lose the drive gauge no matter what, and maybe I can get a surprise button. So he drive rushes in, trades. This is the best he could have hoped for in the situation. So now JuicyJoe is scrambling. And he also has, he whiffs the Hashogeki there as well. Yeah, this is just a bad situation. Once the drive gauge got that low, he was just in a terrible situation the whole time. And Blaz just keeping the pressure ramped up to attack the drive gauge. Yeah. Well played. This round just went downhill really quick for Joe. Really quick. As soon as that happened, great snipe on the fireball, and then he calls out the OD fireball or interrupts the OD fireball. So like this interaction right here really cost Joe. Then the pump fake to bait the parry. Like Blaz was keeping him on his toes, and on every interaction, Joe got like he didn't get the option he wanted. So that really cost JuicyJoe. And once he's in this situation versus Ryu with all that meter, you have no super meter. And also, even this interaction, right? Blaz does the empty jump. Empty jump on here to bait out the parry again. Because Joe's like, please try to hit me so I can rebuild my drive gauge. Because if Blaz did a regular jump in, this parry would have absorbed it and built back more drive gauge. So Blaz just empty jumps. JuicyJoe could have been next level and woke up with buttons to punish the empty jump or to take his turn back and call out the empty jump. But that's how it goes. They're guessing. A lot of fast little guesses all in a row. And then Blaz goes on to take it. Yeah, really great awareness from Blaz. I mean, great awareness from JuicyJoe too the whole set. Just that last round, things did not go Joe's way. So, really good set. I'm a big fan of JuicyJoe, but Blaz, he was on one.